Hello and welcome to another edition of One Crazy Story. I'm your host, Nate Armbruster, and I'm coming to you live from the road. I'm in Michigan inside of a vehicle. Can you guys tell? Sounds pretty good, right? The car is the perfect recording studio. So I've learned today. So, welcome back. Welcome new listeners. Welcome back, old and current returning listeners, however you want to identify. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for downloading all that good stuff. Hope you're doing well. I'm feeling good, man. Getting pumped. Thanksgiving. The holidays are real. Everything's happening, man. It's full swing here. We got a lot coming up. A lot going on in the world. We have impeachment hearings. We have Thanksgiving. We got shit is crazy, man. So much going on. I'm so glad this impeachment shit is happening during the holidays. You know, like what a way, you know, the whole stereotype of holidays is like, oh yeah, don't talk about politics. Just have a good time, you know, enjoy your family, you know, friends, family, food, all that stuff. But this is like a big deal. And it's like, yeah, you just gotta avoid. It's so funny. It's like, let's just pretend it's not happening. Eat turkey until we fall asleep. It's nuts. It's so funny though how it's like, it's almost like it was planned for the holidays. It's like, all right, let's just ruin everyone's holiday. So I got some tips. I did some prep this week, guys. I got some tips on how to avoid political conversations with your family. All you got to do is start every conversation you're in, you know? You bring it up. You dictate it, you know? You just got to dictate every conversation you're in with whomever you're talking to, you know? Things I like to talk about other than politics, especially around my family, are the weather. Always a safe bet, you know. Some weather talk is always good, especially if you're in the Midwest or anywhere there's snow, you know. And if you're traveling, just talk about how horrible or how stressful the travel was. People love hearing that shit. Yeah, talk about the weather. Talk about traffic. That's another big one. Because every year people seem obsessed with the traffic and what route you took to dinner. That's what I do. Yeah, I took 96. The same I've been doing for the last fucking 27 years, guys. I took the same route. You guys know where I came from. You should be able to figure this out. Traffic was bad because it's the holidays, once again, every year. But sometimes the two can be combined, and you can talk about the weather and how it affects traffic, and that shit is mind-blowing. So do that. There's a couple tips for you. Just avoid at all costs, you know. This is the first year in my family's Thanksgiving. So I come from a family with divorced parents, which is all good, you know. It's not like a super traumatic thing, but the fact is my parents haven't been together most of my life, so every year I've had two of every holiday, and it's quite annoying, you know, because I got to fucking run around and talk to everybody, you know, just to be, oh, you're going to be here? I don't know. I got to drive to 8 houses just to do bare minimum, just to keep everyone happy. So it's like I have two families, you know what I mean? It's like I got to go here, I got to go to my dad's, I got to go to my mom's, got to go to my dad. You know, I'm trying to do it, and of course, you know, there's always like an hour commute in between the two because they don't really live close, so logistically it doesn't work perfectly. But I've done that my whole life, right? I'm a grown adult now. It's past the point. There's no kids in the family, couple babies, but and that's like new. That's like this is like first holiday season with babies in the family, so that's different. It's a big change. And an exciting one, because you know what? That's another thing. If you got babies in the family, new babies, talk about the babies. Don't bring up any impeachment talk. You know what I'm saying? Just talk about the babies, how cute they are, because they're adorable, right? No one's going to be mad if you talk about the baby. Getting back to going to 2 households on the holidays. My whole life I've been doing this, right? We got to do both sides of the family. You know, that's been my whole thing, right? But then you get old enough to drive or do your own thing, and, you know, you kind of like, I don't need a ride there. I kind of take myself so I can go at my own pace, do whatever I want, leave when I want. And that's nice. You get a little freedom, right? You can leave whenever you want. You don't have to wait for everybody or anybody to leave because you got to get to your next destination. But this year, first year in my young life, 27 years old, no one's ever asked me to bring a goddamn thing to Thanksgiving. I don't know if it's because they don't trust me. I don't know if it's because I'm a kid, and like once you're a kid, you're always a kid to the people, so they don't assume they think you're a moron or something. I don't know. Which they could. They probably do both. They probably still think that. But no one's ever asked me to bring anything to Thanksgiving. And this year, first year, out of nowhere, of course, and I do the whole thing every year. Can I bring something? Do you want me to bring anything to Thanksgiving? And when I say that, I mean, do you want me to like bring my own beer or something like that? That's what that means, okay? If you got someone asking you that means bring your own beer or bring your own alcohol. But no, we got it. We're hosting Thanksgiving. That means there'll be food here, So this year, my uncle texts me, are you going to be at Thanksgiving? Yeah, cool. You want to bring an apple pie? What? What do you mean apple pie, man? It's been 27 years. No one's ever. Now I got to do shit for Thanksgiving? Oh. Look, I realize I'm just whining. And it's not a big deal because the fact is, last summer for my girlfriend's birthday, I made her a pie for her birthday, right? I thought I'd be real smooth, right? Not obvious. Like if I was going to make you something, like you wouldn't be able to guess, but I've never made a pie before. I made this shit from scratch. A friend of mine, she has a food blog. She's a baker, right? She has this recipe. I was like, I'm going to try this, right? This is just going to be my whole thing. I make the pie. It turns out great. It turns out so good. And I'm like, I'm all excited. Right? I'm like, yeah, fuck. I did something. You know what I mean? Like when you try something for the first time and it goes all right, it's like you feel so good. It's like the best feeling in the world. Especially, and it's not like baking's hard. You just have to do it. It's like I don't know. I don't want to say it's not hard but you just follow the recipe, right? I mean, I wasn't doing anything crazy. It was a pie, you make some crust. That's the part that's, I guess, the most important part. And I did that shit. It was quite successful, so I was into it, and I was like, I want to do that again. It was actually fun. I found it to be a pretty fun thing to do, making a pie, right, from scratch. So much fun. So as soon as my uncle asked me if I could bring a pie, I go, do I have to make it? And he goes, it doesn't have to be homemade, but, if you can bring an apple pie, that'd be really helpful. I said, sure. I said, I'm going to try and make it. If it sucks, I'll just pick up one on the way or something, right? So it's been a few months, maybe I think June. So it's easily been a few months since I've attempted to make a pie. And I was like, I'm going to have to do a test run, right? So I make a whole pie last week, apple pie, from scratch, and this shit turned out so good, you guys. You have no idea. Like, it tasted store-bought. Like, this shit was manufactured to feed America. That's how good it tasted. And I'm not kidding. I have taste testers to prove it. Because once you make a pie, this is the test run, right? So now I can't just sit on it until Thanksgiving. I got a week left. This was, last week. So now I'm all in, right? I'm like, I'm going to make the pie. I'm going to make this shit. So, it's going to be the story. You know what I mean? I want to be the memory of this year's Thanksgiving. That's what I want. I want to make a pie so good that no one remembers any of the other shit that anyone made or brought. I'm going to make a pie so good that you're not going to ever want to eat another pie again. That's exactly what I want to do. And I think I'm going to do it. And then I got all into it, right? And I'm like, okay, make the test pie. It turns out great. Got to tweak my technique a little bit. The next one's going to be even better. And then I told my mom, of course, I was like, because she actually hosts Thanksgiving for her family every year. We've never had homemade anything there. I have a straight Roseanne style Thanksgiving every year. Fucking stovetop stuffing. You know what I mean? Like this. And I love it. I don't care, whatever. I'm super thankful, but dinner, it's like, yeah, we could eat this shit. You're right. There's nothing, there's no classics, you know what I mean? There's no oh, grandma's this or mom's this or, aunt so-and-so's this. It's all just, we could have this shit year round. There's nothing, I don't want to say there's nothing special about it, but there's nothing special about it, kind of. You know what I'm saying? You just add water and the powder and it's fine. It's ready. And it's good, sure, but I decided, I was like, you know what, Mom? I'm going to make an apple pie. I'm doing for Dad's side, and I just want to have something homemade. You know what I'm saying? Just maybe, just a nice little surprise for everybody. It's like a thing that nobody wants to do, but once somebody does it, it's like super impressive and a big deal. and then it ends up being like the best thing ever. That's what I want, man. I'm making an apple pie so none of us have to talk about politics or the impeachment. Just stuff your face, get diabetes, and just stuff your face, have a nice Thanksgiving. Can we do that? Can we do that, everybody? Oh, last week I went and saw The Irishman. Great film. I went to the theater to see it because I wanted it. It's a 3.5 hour movie, man. If you're going to watch a 3.5 hour movie, don't wait for it to come out on Netflix, okay? Go to the theater, watch it in the theater. I feel like that's the way movies should be seen, you know? Netflix is great and all, but I wanted to watch it in the theater, and because if I watch a 3.5 hour movie on Netflix at home, I'm on my phone, I'm fucking around, the dog starts to, I gotta pee, I gotta take the dog out, you gotta do chores and shit like that. Gotta do all sorts of shit. I just want to watch the movie in peace, right? So my girlfriend and I go to the movie, right? We buy a ticket in Chicago, and we decide we're going to get some food before, right? So we go to this restaurant across the street. It's a super, like, kind of fast casual place known for sandwiches, right? So good. Actually, the food was it was really good, and I was real excited to eat there. It's kind of been a place that I've been wanting to try, right? So we go, about an hour before the movie, we go into this place. Neither of us have ever been. We walk in, and immediately I notice a table like kind of like looking at me, and you can tell they're talking about me, but I don't know. I just assume, I don't know, maybe I look like a moron because I do, and I just assume they're just making fun of me or something. Maybe they were looking past me. I don't know, but it felt weird. I felt like they were looking at me and talking about me or whatever. So we sit down, we're doing whatever, we're just eating, talking, and I get up and I walk by the table and they're like, this guy goes, hey, do you do comedy? And I was like, what? Yeah, I do. That's weird. You know what I mean? Because I've been recognized before, but you guys have to understand. I mean, well, you do understand. I'm not famous, right? Nobody knows who the fuck I am. I don't know if you guys even know what I look like. I don't know who listens to this, right? It's not something you expect when you're me. You just like, yeah, nobody knows who I am, what I do. It's kind of nice, but like no one ever recognizes me. Why would they? 'Cause I haven't done shit. You know what I'm saying? Like I do stand up, but it's not like I'm known or anyone knows what I look like. You wouldn't think that, right? But this guy's like, yeah, I saw you at Zany's. And I was like, get the fuck out of here, right? Like, what are the odds? I mean, Chicago's a big city, and I know, like, this the amount of people there. And what are the odds he remembers me? But he did. And the fact that he did that in front of my girlfriend is so funny because I'm always like, I'm this dipshit, right? Every time we're going out, we go out somewhere, like, I'll throw on a hat, put up my hood, or I'll, like, cover up my head, put on sunglasses, and I'm like, I just don't want anybody to recognize. I'm just being a dipshit, right? I don't want anybody to recognize me. That's what I always say. And she'll be like, you moron, you know what? No one's going to recognize you. You know what I mean? Like, what? But this was my chance, man. She saw some guy at some restaurant go, holy shit, you're a comedian. And I was like, that's right. Tell her that. Tell her that I did not pay you to recognize me before we go watch The Irishman. And here's the thing. If you guys recognize someone out in the street for doing something that you like, just give them a shout out. They like that. It'll make their day. It was so funny, though. I'm just glad it happened in front of her, just because it kind of validates what I do a little bit, you know? Like, it makes me feel like less of a moron. Like, yeah, I'm just going to go tell my shitty jokes and hopefully make them laugh. And, you know, yeah, whatever. But then when somebody validates you like that, it puts a nice little pep in your step. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to that guy for saying what's up. That was really cool. And, yeah. I think that's about it, everybody. I hope you have a great Thanksgiving. I know I will be. Remember, let's recap. Once you get to dinner, here's what you do. Talk about the weather, the traffic, the route you took to Thanksgiving. And then, you know what? A little side note, you can even compare it to routes you took last year. So when you say I took this road to this road, go, but last year, I think I did this to this. I think I did this road to this road. And that shit will blow their minds. So be careful out there. Have a great Thanksgiving, and we'll talk to you next week. Oh, also, watch The Irishman on Netflix, and leave a review on iTunes, all that good stuff, Spotify, Stitcher, all that good shit. And follow me on social media, @NateComedy, @OneCrazyStory. Thank you guys so much for listening, and I'll talk to you next week.